Hi, it's Stuart Fraser, PGA Professional at Sneinton Golf, and today we've got Srixon's new ZX4 iron. This is Srixon's most forgiving iron, and it's designed for higher ball speeds and much higher launch. Probably aimed at the sort of mid to high handicap golfer that wants to make the game a little bit easier and needs that little bit more distance. Let's have a few shots with this iron, look at some of the technologies this contains, and see how this performs. So with the ZX4 iron, Srixon have tried to fill a real gap in the market that they currently had. A very popular product on the market currently is the sort of hollow-bodied, forged, really forgiving, fast off the face iron. And a lot of other brands make that type of product currently. So they had to bring something out like this, and I said the ZX4 does this what seems like perfectly. If we look around the head, you can see the big cavity in the back and the wide sole, which is what the ZX4 is known for, much wider sole than the 5 and the 7 models. And that's going to help golfers that typically at the ground first to get a steep angle of attack. That extra bounce on the sole of the golf club is going to make the club skid more. But also, we can see also present in the toe of the golf club is the tungsten insert, and they come in the longer and mid irons of this set, and that extra weight further down and back in the golf club is designed to launch the ball much higher in the irons that need it, so your 3, 4, 5, 6 irons. It's also quite a sharp looking golf club though. When I look down on this from the top, it's not excessively clumsy or big in terms of the top line's not really thick, and also that leading edge looks very sharp, so it's quite an inviting golf club to use. I'm intrigued to see how this feels off the club face, because in my previous experience, hollow body irons have sounded very hollow. They make a little bit of a different noise and also tend to feel a little bit harder off the face. So let's hit a few shots with this and see how the ZX4 feels. See if it gives me some good feedback. So certainly the first one there, there's no really hollow noise to this golf club at all. It sounded quite solid. It wasn't quite out the middle, but it was somewhere near, and there was no hollow ping to that at all. It was much more of a sort of forged noise that you would get off, say, the ZX7. And I prefer that to that really hollow noise that you would get off off its competitors. Let's say the P790, the Apex DCB, they all make that hollow click off the face. I mean, just another thing to note as well is that both those shots were certainly not central on the club face, and yet they both seem to be going a really good distance. So I'm going to hit a few more with this golf club, and we're going to get some data and results so we can have a look at that and see whether this performs and it's just as fast off the face as some of its fellow competitors. So here we are with some of the results from the Srixon ZX4 iron. And the real standout feature that I've noticed so far is through hitting that iron, I have learnt that the miss hits are very, very similar to the good strikes. Now, it's not stand out long, but it is really, really easy to hit. It launches the ball extremely high, and as mentioned, the miss hits are really pretty much going as far as the really good strikes, which for your average golfer is brilliant. It adds that dimension of consistency, and that's really what everybody's looking for. And that also means that the face isn't twisting as much through impact. So I found even with my miss hits, they were still flying fairly straight, and that dispersion was really tight. So far, the 20 odd shots that I've hit, I averaged 165 yards carry, which is, in this cold weather, into a little bit of breeze, is probably a little bit more than what I would expect. So they are quite fast off the face, but maybe not as far as some of the other ones like your Wilson DX9 and so on that we've tested in the past. But the performance is fantastic. You've got to bear in mind as well that against the DX9, this club is forged, so it's got a steel face and it's got a steel forged body. It gives you that really soft, buttery feel that you would expect from some of the other sort of really good quality players clubs that you can get with smaller heads. So that's got to be taken into account, because it does give you a completely different feel from some of the bigger game improvement irons that just go out and out far in terms of distance. And I like that. It does give a different feel, and it does have a different noise. It has that more dull, forged sound to the ball off the club face, which again is, for me, I just like that sound. I don't like the click quite so much. The great thing as mentioned is the dispersion was really, really tight. There's only 4 or 5 yards difference between the furthest left and right, so none of those are missing greens. But also there was only like 5 or 6 yards between my shortest and my longest shot, which is really, really important when it comes to, again, not missing greens short or long. Overall, I was impressed with the performance and the feel of that golf club, and Srixon have excelled themselves when in terms of actually designing a golf club that feels amazing but still performs really, really great. So yet again, it's a really nice addition to the Srixon ZX family of irons. That little bit bigger, a little bit chunkier, a little bit more forgiving, still that amazing forged feel and really hot off the face performance. I think there's going to be a lot of golfers that this will fit into that sort of type of golf club that you'd be looking for and make the game an awful lot easier, especially if you struggle to get your long irons up the air. This is probably the one for you. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. There'll be more great videos coming soon of lots of great new products on the market. I'll see you again soon.